Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Houston and Sean podcast. I'm not even sure what number this is but the fact is we haven't done this in a little while. So hope you've missed us. Probably have not.
Yes. Oh. See, Sean
That's
did
my
that before we
straw.
start. Sean did that before we started the podcast, and I was mad that he didn't have it on camera. But Sean, why don't you tell us tonight what our topic's going to be?
We're gonna talk about dating. Okay, so it's been about 2 years since I got divorced, and real talk, I didn't want to date for a long time. It's been about 2 years, and I just didn't even try. Didn't go out very much. I mean, I studied, I got into law school,
Which
but
which this happens to a lot of married people. Either they get divorced and they start dating immediately, or they just don't date again for a long time. And
yeah,
both of them are considered pretty normal. Sean told me that he was never going to date ever again, and I didn't believe him. And yeah, I didn't believe that.
yeah, it was like, I was like Lady Gaga in A Star Is Born, and that ending song, like I'll Never Love Again, that song.
And I bet you after the movie was done, like her character found a guy after that concert.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
probably forgot about Bradley Cooper in a couple of months.
I like Bradley Cooper's character. He sounded like he was going deaf. I think he said
The
something else.
original Star is Born starred Chris Christopherson and Barbara Streisand
I
in
did
the
not know that.
70s. And that was considered a big movie at the time. I just read a book on those country music guys from the 70s that I like Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash and Chris Christopherson was in that group. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to. So why are you veering us off topic? Why do you keep talking about Chris Christopherson, John? Why are you doing
So,
this?
I mean, I got on Tinder, and that's kind of okay, let me tell you the story of how this starts. So, my
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll
my
stop.
8-year-old is sitting at the table with my mom and my dad and I, right? So his Grammy and granddad and his dad. And Will is a very sweet child, but he does like to do gossip. I've noticed this, right? So he looks at me for no reason at all. My mom's dating a man. And then just like I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Will. And I
Now,
just
had she told you that she was dating people?
no, nope, just Will.
Do you and her talk a lot, or
We were talking, and I mean, as somebody I'm gonna have to have in my life for a long time.
right?
I was a little bit hoping that maybe somehow we could resolve it, but it does seem after 2 years like it's not happening. And I feel like a little bit like an indentured servant in the fact that I'm still doing the dishes. I'm like vacuuming the floors over there. I'm sometimes shampooing the carpets over there.
You're
And it's
helping
like,
out. Do
what am I getting?
you
I'm
really feel like an indentured servant? You should tell her no. See what
Well,
happens.
I mean, like, it's whatever. I can do chores. I don't care. But it's just, usually in the way the world works is, if you're a man doing like these chores, like, sort of the woman is in some way repaying you. And that's just a part of life. I hope I don't like cut deep with anybody for saying that, but it's just sort of the reality of the situation. So here's an example, right? Is like I remember when I was 18 and I was on this cruise ship and I was talking to a girl, but she was unavailable, right? Because she had a boyfriend back home. But like a week into the cruise, because of my efforts of flirting, this girl was on the first floor and I was like on a balcony on like a third or fourth floor. And she hollered up and said, because of your efforts. And she turned around and showed me a thong. Okay. And I thought that was pretty fair. I didn't want to push it. She had a boyfriend, didn't want to go any further than that, but I felt rewarded. And honestly, I guess just, I feel like a very reality of like what we're doing together as guys and girls, right?
I could definitely see you back in the day. You could wear people down, and I'm sure you wore her down enough that she's like, I gotta give him something,
She
because
was she was very pretty, got had brown curly hair. She had
Sean
a
was very persistent back in the day, and to the point of annoyance. And I could definitely see that. I thought you said that you guys hooked up, but I mean, if she did that, I guess yeah, you deserved it for your perseverance.
right. Yeah, like here's a little something. And it was and she pulled down and showed me her thong. And I was like, that's enough.
That's
You know?
enough. Smiling the whole rest of the cruise.
But so anyway, so I'm on Tinder. I got on Tinder that dinner. And yeah, I hope it didn't offend Will too much. I am sensitive to his feelings, but it
Was he
definitely,
upset that about your your ex-wife dating someone, or was he just like whatever?
I don't know. I think he's whatever. And I
Hmm.
think he's a little bit said that because he's seen my efforts. So
Yeah.
he sort of knows, and like he said that to sort of like whoop, like 8-year-olds do. And
Yeah.
like so it's like I'm getting on Tinder.
Hmm.
So I did, and so I ended up having my first date with a lady on Sunday. Is that right? Yeah, I think it was Sunday, and it was just a lunch date, and her name was Kim, and I did not relate to Kim, but she was
You
pretty
didn't.
enough. But
Because when we
she
talked
did.
the other night, you said you weren't sure, but I guess you needed a day to think about it.
Well, in all fairness, she did drop me, so it's like
She dropped you?
she did,
Okay.
and she
What
didn't
happened?
tell me. She just didn't respond back twice. I'm
Ghosted.
like, that's it.
Ghosted you. Let me get on. I don't know if you want me to start my rant about
Go get.
ghosting.
I love your rants, Houston.
I know, but I don't want to interrupt your train of thought and what you're
No,
trying to
no,
say.
go in your no, go please.
I hate dating on computers, on social media, because people ghost you. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to someone on social media and we're having a great time. Both of us are connecting, and all of a sudden, for no reason, she'll just stop responding all of a sudden. And it happens all the time. And I read an article recently about a lot of men are single now and they're not dating as much as they used to because of that. And I don't know if it's just a thing that women do or if men do it too, but it's obnoxious. It's like, and then I'll scroll through and I'll be like, okay, obviously I said something offensive, and I'll scroll through and I'll be like, I said absolutely nothing wrong. So why can't people just say, hey, listen, I don't think this is going to work. I don't want to talk to you anymore. What is with the ghosting? It is so obnoxious.
Okay, but to play the devil's advocate, men have never had it so easy, right? Like Tinder, right? You're a freaking algorithm. And like if your algorithm matches up with their algorithm, you don't have to go up to them. It's
Yeah,
so freaking easy, right? You
that's,
don't even have to talk. You don't have to get the nerve or the courage to go over there. You're
yeah,
just like you're like doesn't and like you're attractive, and then all of a sudden there's an algorithm. You say hello, and like literally there's like no courage. It's like if she doesn't like want to get with you, you're like I don't give a crap. I don't give a shit, right? Because like you have literally gone through 200 ladies, right? It's like, how could you give a crap about one of them? And it's like the same there, but it's like, it's a very different world we're living in because used to be, Houston and I would like walk around the mall and fall flat on our faces just in that hopes that we would get one freaking word in with a lady, right?
yeah.
It
We
was just
used to,
sort of a
back when
weird
malls
reason.
were a thing, and Sean and I would hang out at the Concord Mall, and we would act really obnoxious. Like we do jackass stunts, or we'd just act stupid in order to get attention from girls. And I think it worked a few times, but it never was like really
It never
worked.
led really to anything.
No.
Our biggest success was in the summer camps, and I think, especially we went to one together for year after year. And what happened is we developed like a reputation, and that status we had at that camp made it a little easier for us to like,
Yeah.
talk to girls. And you know, well, I don't know where I was going with that. So anyway, I don't know.
So
Back
the
to
date, we were talking about the date that didn't work, but
Okay,
you
so
said
let's
she,
talk about Kim for just a second.
yeah, because she was an interesting occupation, I thought.
Right, so she was a security guard at a man's prison.
A man's prison.
It's like, whoa, first off, that's hard, like, being a prisoner, because she's hot, like, I don't know, maybe she's in like a green suit and like has a rifle, and at that point, yeah, it would be harder to approach her, but
Oh, and the cat calls she must get all the time. I mean, you have to think about someone's mind. Anybody that wants to work in a prison for an
she did,
occupation.
she did military for like years of her life.
Yeah.
And she eventually did get off the military, and then she became a security guard. And like there were so many red flags to me, but like for me, I'm a guy, I'm just like, you know? It's like whatever. But like these red flags, like I'm sort of glad she dropped me, because
Yeah.
I probably would have just persisted if she didn't drop me. So thank you. Like, and the fact is we didn't have chemistry. And I
Yeah.
shouldn't really be that upset because like,
No.
I don't think I'm bad looking. I just don't think we had chemistry.
No, that's what I thought when you told me she was like a prison guard and she said she didn't like funny movies. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that is like the biggest red flag.
yeah, who
It's like
doesn't
I
like
like
funny
being funny.
movies?
That's
That's
what
a
I have
weird thing
for
to
you.
say.
Like that's what I have for a lady. I can make them laugh. Like that's like a big thing.
Yeah.
Like that, like you and me both, I think, have that, Houston. But it's
My
like,
thing is like, I asked you if she was fun and you were like kind of giving me an iffy answer. And I don't know, to me, it's like if the person isn't fun, then you need somebody who's fun. You need
yeah.
somebody who's going to laugh at your dad jokes.
She said she was conservative Republican, and the biggest plus I got in that moment was that she didn't ask me because
Yeah.
I mean, I was so thankful I didn't have to tell her something. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I I oft I you know I don't know. People who use their political beliefs as an identity, I always kind of shy away from. I don't know. Like
yeah,
I'm not a conservative person at all.
yeah.
Um and
No,
that
but on the same token, if a lady's sitting there telling me she's a liberal Democrat, I wouldn't care,
yeah.
I mean, but I mean, like, either way. But I'm so glad she didn't like, yeah, she didn't go and was like, what's your view?
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Cuz
oh shit.
I go on social media a lot, and there's a lot of profiles that are like, "I'm a Republican, so if you're not a Republican, swipe left." And some of the nerve of these people on Tinder, like, if you're not 6 foot with a buzz cut haircut and a mustache, then swipe left. If you have a bigger left foot than your right foot, then swipe left. Yeah, why don't you swipe on this? Oh.
It's such a random thing, like, that like,
Nerve,
like,
the nerve of some people. Like, who are you?
I spend like,
That's like me being on Tinder and on my profile, I say, if you don't have big boobs and a giant butt, then swipe left. Like, how would that sound if I did that? I would sound like a jerk.
it's a very random thought, but
No,
it,
that's how I feel.
no, I'm saying it reminds me of the Guns N' Roses. I heard Slash once say that Paradise City was not going to be where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
I know this story.
It was actually going to be where the girls are fat and they have big titties. And
Yeah.
that wouldn't have worked as well,
I
but
don't think that would have made for a hit single. I don't know.
it
I think, I think
wouldn't have destroyed the whole song. It might have.
Yeah, it kind of makes, yeah, and I don't know.
I
I
can
think
see
so.
them
I'm
like
glad that
sitting
somebody
around
was there
like,
to tell Slash, no, 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 no,
yeah, no,
Slash.
no. I can see them sitting around like a room with guitars and hard liquor saying, where the girls are fat and they have big titties. And they're all like agreeing like, Yeah.
Well, the song "It's So Easy" was an acoustic song written about Izzy, and it was supposed to be a nice song. And it
Yeah,
started out, "I see your sister in her Sunday dress," and then Axl took it and made it horrible. Like that's the most incendiary song on the album. But anyway, enough of Guns N' Roses. Let's
right.
get back on track. What were we talking about? Tinder.
So there's a potential, and I really actually in this moment, like Kim was sort of okay, but because it was a pair, but this girl was beautiful and she didn't swipe. I just messaged her, right? I
Mhm.
messaged her and I said, "Hey, I'd really like to take you on a date." Like, and then she agreed. So I guess it swiped us because she was okay. She agreed.
So you guys didn't match, is what you're
We
saying.
didn't match, but I have gone through a lot of girls, and by far, she takes the cake. Like at least to me, right? I think it's all a little bit, to like, the beholders. But to me, this girl is just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and I don't know, it sounds like she was all for the so that's a good sign. That means that she checked out your profile and said, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah,
So, that's a good
but
thing.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, also, I mean, like, so so I send her a date idea, and she didn't. First off, she sent back the message that she was okay to go on a date. Like, and I saw it, but I was busy last night with the boys, right? This is like, I haven't even told her I have boys, and that'll be like a thing. But anyway, so I guess like dating is just complicated, you know? It's like, when do I tell her that I have boys,
It's
right? But
complicated when you're our age. It gets
yeah,
complicated. Um, yeah, it gets really complicated. But I don't know. She
so
might. She you don't know if she has kids.
I don't know if she has kids, and she doesn't know I have kids. Um, so I see it. I see her notification and I can't look at it. So I'm like sitting there throughout the time with my boys last night, like, oh, I wonder what she said. Then eventually, yeah. So get in my car, look at it. She's open to the idea of going on a date. And so I respond back. She says, "What do you have in mind?" I said, maybe dinner and Wahoo's, which is just sort of like an amusement store, right?
Oh, okay. I thought
It's like an art.
Wahoo's was,
It's like an arcade game slash mini golf batting cages.
which sounds fun. I thought you said
Yeah,
Wahoo's like as like because you showed me the text and I was like, why did he say Wahoo's? I thought it was like a slang word you were using. And I
it's
was like,
true.
don't use that word. I didn't know it was a place. But I was
Right.
like, why did you say Wahoo's? Like Wahoo's. I
It's
don't
the
know.
name of
Like
the.
I didn't know it was a place. I told Sean, don't say
So
Wahoo's
no,
or
yeah. See, you need to like be in Boise to know
okay, so it's a
that
place.
it's the name of the place. Anyway,
I thought you randomly said Wahoo's. Oh,
yeah.
wacky.
And then you
Rooker
like eventually were like warning me like, don't say yabba dabba doo dah and
Yeah.
stuff.
I thought I didn't know Wahoo's. Okay, that changes everything.
So
Okay.
I'm getting Houston's advice on this because I am out. I am like out of the game. I'm clueless. Like you're getting like an idiot, right? You're getting a guy that's like just guessing what girls would like, and second guessing myself. I'm doubting myself, and all that crap isn't good for my chances. Because like there's a guy that knows exactly what he's doing over there, like totally cool with himself, knows how to make the approaches and stuff. And then there's me like a bumbling idiot trying to like not appear like that's what it is, for me.
Some girls like that. Some girls think that's cute, I guess, but a lot of girls are like confidence or whatever.
Right, right.
Um, and I'm not the guy to ask for dating advice. The only thing I think is before I go on a date, I always act like the date's going to go horrible. And so I'm just going to have fun. That's the attitude I go in with.
I like that.
It always works because then I'm just being myself. I'm like, this date's not going to work. This is never going to turn into anything. So I'm just going to be myself and have fun.
Yeah. and
I don't
and
know if that works
honestly
for
too,
everybody.
early on I'm going to tell a girl some sort of compliment, and she's going to have to take, if she doesn't want to be complimented, I don't know if I can do it because I think that like words of affirmation is probably one of my love languages. So
Yeah.
if she doesn't like that, she should probably not.
She
She should,
probably hit the door.
she should probably not be with me. So
Yeah, she should
let's.
probably get out.
So in this section of the podcast, let's talk about some pickup lines.
I'm not good at pickup lines. I'm just telling
No,
you
but
right now.
we'll just pull them up. I'll read you some. You tell me what you think is good.
Okay.
Are you a magician? Because when I look at you, everyone else disappears.
Okay. Next.
Okay, let me see. Let me see here. How about this one? Dang, girl, is your heart a catalytic converter?
I
Because
got one.
I'm about to steal it.
That's a good one. I got one.
Okay.
Hey, hey, I really like to
Wait,
drink your toilet water. That one always works. Say, hey, babe, I really like to drink your toilet.
you're gonna get so drunk, I'm gonna have my head in your toilet all night.
I- or, or
It's actually
hey,
probably,
hey, ho, you, me, bed, let's pork.
yeah. You told me that one the other day, and I was like, pork. That sounds so gross.
Women hate that word.
Yeah.
So,
For I cannot believe you're pulling like the sausage of a pig into like your word for sex.
I
I mean,
heard
it's
someone
just so
use that
bad.
term for sex in a movie once or something, and I just think it's the funniest word. Like, hey, let's pork. It just sounds horrible, and I think it's funny. Any
Yeah,
more
like
pickup lines?
totally offensive. Okay, let's check. Okay. Okay, let me get back into the website here. All right. I'd like to take you to the movies, but they don't let you bring in your own snacks. I don't even get that. Okay, let's do another one.
It's a bad one.
Okay. How much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. I'm Sean.
If you said that the way you just said it with extreme confidence, I think it would get someone's attention. You have
Yeah.
to be really confident with that line.
And then you'd have to follow up by being funny more
Or,
because like
or just be like, as soon as they say something else, just be like, I ran out of stuff to say. That's all I had. I'm Sean. Do you like
you just
dating?
immediately you, all your confidence in that first 10
Yeah, that
seconds.
first 10 seconds, be like, that's all I had.
Oh my gosh. I hope you know CPR because you just took my breath away.
That's an old one. That one's played out. Definitely played out. Yeah, definitely played out. Yeah, I gotta watch Wapner.
Uh, kiss me if I'm wrong, but dinosaurs still exist, right? Or
What?
you, or you,
Oh, I get it, because it's wrong. Okay.
okay, or you can say, I actually had another dinosaur one I was thinking about.
Okay.
How about
I get-
what's the other one I was thinking? Oh man, what was it? Let me see if I can find it online. Give me one second.
Please find it, because I have my own I want to give to you after you're done.
Okay,
So pick up line about a dinosaur.
okay, let me see if I can find it. I can kind of remember. Dang it, man. Okay, one second. I can't find it.
I got one. I got one.
Okay, go ahead. This isn't. You know it's not a good one because you're laughing like that before.
Hey, woman, I got a penis as big as a dinosaur.
Yeah.
What happened? Hello?
See, that's why you don't say stuff like that.
What happened?
I'll be. I
You know
I
I
lost
lost you,
connection
right?
because
Like
I
you
was
just went off camera.
was that disturbed by your terrible pickup line.
What did you turn it off? What happened?
No, no, I was pressing buttons because like I was trying to do stuff on the phone, and all of a sudden I press like leave by
Oh, because I
accident.
just sat here like staring, like
Hey, are you in Peter's? Blah blah blah. And then I was just gone.
I was gonna make it more dramatic and like flip the chair back, but like I kind of messed it up.
I mean, honestly, they would get a good look at Houston if if you said that to them. And actually, I do think some girls are sort of into that, you
No,
know.
I think they would probably call the police, is what would
No, I
happen.
think some girls are into that. I've seen it with my own eyes, Houston.
Well, it's not true. So
See, Houston is, I think, what I think about Houston is he actually just fits a very he fits the mold of an attractive person. He's very symmetrical. He has dark features. He
that's
has
what
tan
that girl
skin.
that I was dating recently said I was symmetrical. And I was like,
Whereas,
what does that mean?
like
She
it's
said that.
proven. It's proven that like we find symmetrical people attractive.
What does that mean? Like both of my eyes are the same size?
Well, it means your eyes are the same on both sides, and your chin is the same on both sides.
Oh, okay. Because she said that to me, and I'm like, nobody's ever told me that my face is symmetrical.
Even when you smile like a turtle, it's like a very symmetrical turtle.
So I look the same on both sides.
Yeah, it's a very handsome turtle when you're smiling turtle-esque.
Well, I don't know. In this lighting, I look pretty good, but I saw a picture recently, that one I sent of you and that girl I was seeing, and if I'm not in the right lighting, I do not look good on camera. So I don't know. Sometimes I look in the
To me,
mirror
that
and
picture
I
looks like
think,
you were about to go get an axe and
oh,
like
because I was
go to
dressed like a lumberjack.
and you're gonna go out and do your job, and she was gonna say, "Hi, honey." When you came home, just throw your
Uh,
boots on
I just
somewhere.
chopped a bunch of axes today. That's all I did, chopping the wood to
I
pile
just
the fire.
give me my beer. What's the football game on
Yeah,
TV?
exactly. No, I was wearing a flannel. That's what Sean's referencing. People wear flannels that aren't lumberjacks. And I had a purple shirt on. Listen, let me tell you something.
You were lumberjacky.
I started wearing this purple shirt, right? A light purple shirt.
Okay.
And I cannot tell you how many random women come up to me and compliment me on it. I wish I had it on now. It's just a solid color purple shirt, like
What? Your shirt says property of Shawshank.
Shawshank Redemption shirt. Yeah,
I
Shawshank Prison.
I
But I have
like
a
it.
purple shirt, and I don't know if it's just me in the purple shirt, but every time I wear this light purple shirt, I get random compliments by the lady folk.
Well,
So
I think purple is a
it's a
it's
feminine color.
and it represents loyalty. I think, there's other things, that I think, yeah. And also, yeah, it's confident because yeah, you're wearing it and like not guys don't wear purple all the time.
Right. It's a certain color that men don't wear. And I'm thinking of just straight up wearing a pink shirt, like a pink, not like neon pink, but like a pink shirt and seeing what happens there, seeing if there's some sort of thing I'm getting here. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that guy is so confident he's wearing a pink shirt.
And you just pop, you just have this like flamboyant pink shirt on, and you're like popping your collar, and it's
No, no,
like
no.
totally dark in the room, and you have your glasses on.
I do, yeah, like with the sunglasses and yeah, my hair spiked up. I do have a collared pink shirt that
You're
I,
like, I don't know, it's a shirt, baby, it's pink.
because I also had a light pink hoodie and the same thing would happen.
It'll be
We're
good.
getting way off topic here.
I put my name as Swan and you didn't even say anything.
I saw it and I just said, "What an idiot!" But I didn't comment on it.
You're getting all sassy because I didn't like your pink shirt idea. Just kidding. Actually, I mean, you're not the first man who's tried to go the pink route,
I
and
know.
and I think it's fine. But I
It
don't
was
know
actually in my
what am I
senior
supposed
year
to
of
say
high
about that.
school, when I was at that boarding school, all the preppy kids started wearing pink collared shirts, and I hated it. So,
It's
yeah,
almost
it
like
was a
enough time
thing
has
back in the day.
passed.
Huh?
Enough time has passed
Yeah.
where you're now like starting a trend if you do it.
Yeah. Like, I never liked the preppy kids, and they would wear and so I hated it. And I promised I would never do it. And now I have one of those shirts, a collared pink shirt. Um, that I have only worn on a few special occasions, but I might just take it to work, I think, and see what happens.
Ever since I can remember, I was popping my collar, popping my collar. You remember that? The 365.
Yeah,
What?
that's actually the time when pink shirts were popular.
Mm,
And there was a rapper named Cameron who used to wear pink, and it was like the pink era is what they called it. And it was a
yeah,
fad. So yeah, you'd be right. I wouldn't be the first person to try it.
right. Yeah, and no offense to my gay friends, but I will say I tried to wear like Pascal pink a couple years ago, and honestly, I looked very, very gay.
Did you have shorts on too?
No, but I was at a bank and I think I was wearing a bow tie as well. I I mean, you couldn't get, you couldn't
Why were
go
you
very
wearing a
much
bow tie?
because I was a banker.
Oh, you were working. Okay, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work for me. I don't know.
You know,
Honestly, what works for me is comfortable, and sometimes like I just branch out from that.
I
But
have
that is what works best for me. If
I
I
have
am
not worn a
comfortable,
suit and
I am the
tie
mo
in over 15 years.
I'm about to go like go to your house, shove a tie on you, and put your Gerf Gersten outfit on.
I went to
You'd be
boarding
so mad
school.
as Gerf.
I went to boarding school for my last 2 years of high school. They made me repeat 11th grade because I did so horrible at Brandywine in Wilmington. And so for my last 2 years of boarding school, you had to wear a suit and tie. And it was a co-ed boarding school, by the way. I don't want people think I went to an all boys school. No.
No,
Um,
you had tons of success with the ladies there.
no, I didn't really. I had
No,
two
I saw it
girlfriends
on
there.
your videos. I was like, dang it.
I had two girlfriends there. Like,
But girls were into you. It doesn't matter if you dated them or not.
yes, it does.
Yes, no, it doesn't.
Anyway, when I grew my hair long, that kind of went away. Like a lot of girls didn't like that long hair. And I was dating a girl named Barbara who was kind of like a hippie chick. I shouldn't say chick anymore. That's kind of, I shouldn't do that, but I just
Yeah,
did.
I also felt like it was bad, like mentioning gay people, but it's like, I don't know. I like,
If
I
you're
don't
not
know.
a gay person, you don't want to look gay. You don't want people to think that. I
But you don't
mean,
want to say anything about it at all. Like, I
I
don't want to
know
be
there's nothing wrong with it. It's
right.
just like a gay person probably doesn't want people to think they're straight.
Yeah,
Same thing.
right. I just,
Anyways,
anyway.
what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So I had to wear a suit and tie every day, and I never figured out how to tie a tie. I could not figure it out because I was so dumb. And I would just have other kids tie it for me, and I would just leave it tied and just throw it over my head every day. And
That's
it
a good
looked
technique.
horrible. It would just be all like open and everything, and I would look all slobbish. And I would just wait for that bell to ring because once school was over, you could put your normal clothes on. And I did that for 2 years. I swear to God. I
The
never
worst
untied
is
it.
when the front of the tie is like this long and the back of the tie is like that long.
Yeah, I looked terrible. I looked
Yeah.
terrible, and I would get yelled at all the time. And that was kind of my personality was like, I don't really care about this
Yeah.
boarding school. I'm gonna wear my tie where I want to wear it. And I did that for 2 years. And if
It
it
was
ever
like the
became
Breakfast
too
Club.
untied, I would just have my friends tie it for me. And it was this kid, Billy, who had a high voice. And he'd be like, you really need to learn how to tie a tie.
I liked Billy. He was funny. I liked him.
Huh?
I liked Billy.
He
He
was
was
in
in
some of
your
my videos, Billy
Yeah, he
Murray.
was in Finding Nemo. He did a great job.
Yeah, he had a high
He was
voice.
like he was like yeah, he was like the interviewer. Who cares? He was a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, but that voice
Go through
was,
puberty. You're about to graduate, Billy.
yeah,
Yeah,
everyone liked Billy. He was a good
yeah.
guy. But
He was. You could just tell, like watching those movies, like that kid is likable. Yeah.
yeah, he was always everybody's first friend. Like I was nervous my first day at boarding school. I thought I was all tough because I was like, I'm from Wilmington public school. And he came up to me and he was the first kid who like befriended me. And every other kid at that school said the same thing. Like every new kid said, "Oh, Billy was my first friend. Billy was my first friend. Billy was everybody's first friend."
Yeah.
He was just one of those guys.
We have veered off from dating, but yeah,
So
Billy is a.
much.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, we Billy should watch this episode.
I think I still have his contact info. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I think I'm still friends with him on Facebook.
We should title this episode
You know
Billy
what?
and
I
other
remember
things.
talking to him and asking him to be on our podcast once.
You should get on it. Let's get
Yeah,
Billy on it.
I forget why I asked him, but I was like, why did I did talk to him when we started this, and I said you should be on our podcast, and I haven't heard from him since.
Yeah, just for the record, we have not had a podcast here in like 3 months.
So we've had two guests on the podcast, and I think that
Yeah,
went okay. I barely remember the second time we did it. It was your older friend,
right.
and
Bob, his name is Bob. He's
I don't.
telling us about the first Woodstock.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I don't know why I vaguely remember that.
I love Bob to this day. I don't know,
Do you
just
still talk to Bob?
not a lot because I changed, there's a bunch of YMCA's around the city. I was
Mm.
going to the one he was going to, then I switched that up. I haven't seen him in a while. I sort of miss him, but to this day, I love him. Love that guy. Just like that old guy that, he's a big fish. He's always telling stories. You just love those guys. I mean, why not? They're sitting there telling you about like the good old days of the first Woodstock and how like, the first thing that happened to him was like a bunch of naked women or something or other. Like you're just like glued. I don't know.
Yeah, that
I
was an
feel like you'll
interesting one that I haven't watched that one since we did it, but I'd like to go back and watch all of these actually. Just binge
I
watch our podcasts because
yeah, so actually steering it back
to dating.
to dating, I was trying to find a way to like get Houston into one of my pictures because girls like to see that you have a friend or whatever. But it's like, how could I? Because Houston's always looking really weird. And like, for example, like seriously, it's like, how could I? So I had this picture in one of our music videos where it's like an upshot of Houston's nose. It goes like
Yeah,
right up, and then I'm like still there with like, you can see my face. And so I was trying to put that in for a minute. And I'm like, this isn't working.
yeah. Don't you have a million other pictures of us?
Yeah, exactly. Here, let's go through Tinder and see if just for a second, okay? Let's see if
Mhm.
I can do this. Okay, hold on a
Trying to
second.
get my muscles in the picture, my puny muscles.
Okay,
Uh-oh, are you
so
going on Tinder?
yeah, I was gonna. Is that okay?
I don't know. I guess. Are we gonna
I
look
was
at
gonna
people's?
show.
They're public profiles, right?
I'm just gonna show me and like sort of what I decided. Can
Okay.
you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
So that's how it starts. I feel like
Bad first picture, but keep going.
thanks.
You need
Then
your
maybe
face showing in the first picture. You're looking down and your face is hidden.
I don't know. Like, what does a girl want? I
A
don't
girl
really
wants to
know.
wants to know who they're looking at. So that's
There's
this one
me,
here's a better
like,
picture. for the first one.
Right. But not for my first picture. Should
Yeah, but
I?
that your face is all hidden in the shadows. It's like they don't know who they're looking
I
at.
don't care.
Women care.
Ah.
They want to know who they're looking at.
So I actually it's probably gonna make me swap around, I guess. But honestly, if I end up
Yeah.
with Raquel, I really could
This is
just
a good
cancel this
picture.
whole thing.
This is a good
All right.
picture because it shows your face. There's no filters and it's a good looking face.
Thanks.
Keep going.
Me camping. I don't know.
Mm,
Oh, shut
uh,
up. I
it
mean, what
looks
the
like you're
heck?
hiding something.
Well, I like to go camping, and that's the part. Every single man says they like hiking, right?
Okay. Every
So,
single woman has pictures of themselves hiking up a mountain.
yeah.
That's another rant I could go on, but keep going.
There's
That's a
me.
good one. All right. That's a good one. That's a perfect one. That should be your first one.
Why?
Because
I don't
you
know.
see your face like you're not
I
the
feel
first
like I
one, your
feel
face
like
is all hidden by darkness.
well, that's the
Like this shows you look cool in the hoodie, like it's an Idaho Law shirt. Like that's a perfect, you got your ring on. That's a good picture.
I don't know. Maybe for like but I don't want to appeal to like somebody that's looking for I don't know. Who
Wait,
knows?
the
Anyway,
student, that's you can keep that one, but don't make it your first. This is not a bad picture. It's a bad first picture.
okay, fine. And then my tattoo. All right. Wait.
If I knew how to hook mine up, we could hook mine up and you could criticize mine because mine is
They're like,
it's
that's
all
not a
me
good.
going like this and like awkward angles because I know how to take my own photos to make myself look good.
I'd be like, that's not a good first picture.
Because
It
well,
should be
it's
your
not.
third
It's
picture.
I trust me. The picture of you in the hoodie is perfect because it's like, hey, I'm a laid back guy. You know, I'm happy. I'm going to law school. It says Idaho Law on the hoodie. That'll impress people. That's what you should change it to.
See, that's the problem. Is like I don't know. Like
I don't know either, but like
I'm not in the
I know
game. I'm not. I'm not. I don't want to necessarily be in the game either. But I sort of have to be. It's
it's
like, could Raquel just save me from the game? Seriously.
she may or may not. You just have to be persistent with her. But I don't know
You
what
know what?
women
Can I
want.
read you a message I wrote to her today?
Yeah.
Can I read this? Okay, here, let me just read this for a second. So, and this may have been another mistake. Who knows? Okay, so Houston wrote, "Say cool, that works." And then I put nerd faces and said, "Could we shoot for Friday, July 11th?" So that was the first.
Hmm.
Now let me read you this random one I decided to send her. By the way, if Wahoo's was too corny of a date idea, hope you'll forgive that. I'd be down to do anything if you have thoughts of what we could do. Honestly, considering how beautiful you are, I'd be happy doing really anything being able to do it with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because it's like, honestly, that whoever does end up with me is gonna probably need to a little bit tolerate some corn, you know.
Well, women like to be complimented. Um, uh, just, don't be perverted
Don't
about it. Like, I like your tits, although some women like that. Um,
no, yeah.
but no,
No,
I'm just as
I just want to be real with somebody. I don't need like a fake relationship. I don't want it.
I don't like dating on social media because I am awkward as hell on social media. The only way to get to know me is to meet me face to face. If you're gonna,
Yeah,
because I type the corny stuff all the time, and I'm like, oh, why did I say that? Like that's not
right.
me. You
Right.
know what I mean? And that's why it doesn't work out for me a lot of the time. But you
It's
might
like
be better at it than I ever was.
it's like World War II all of the time. The first the first text message is like D-Day. And seriously, you're getting like bombed and fired at. And then if you get past that, right, you conquer the beaches, right? And you'll get to actually go see that person live, and that's like when you've taken over the beaches, is like seeing that person live. And then you slowly invade France, like gaining their favor is like you invading France and taking it back from the Germans.
The fact that you went on a date is you're going very far because a lot of time it doesn't for me, it doesn't even get to that.
It doesn't even, yeah, and see with Kim it was sort of natural. I got there very quickly. It just was not a good fit. And
It's not
so
a good
that's
fit, but you did it. That's what matters,
right.
is that you did it. And it's just not a good fit.
And it was sort of done in revenge, but they don't need to know that.
No, until this video comes out.
Exactly. They don't need to watch this video. Frank Sinatra, the best revenge is massive success.
It is. It is. The only reason I've ever wanted to be successful was to get back at all of my ex-girlfriends.
But the fact is the whole world will benefit from how you are successful. So you'll be getting back at your girlfriends, and the world will benefit from what we get in terms of entertainment and art.
Yes, yeah, but that's not what I care about. It's just the ex-girlfriends thing.
That's fine. You'll be dead, and the world will be still profiting from your crazy humor.
Yeah, and using AI to bring me back, which I'm pretty sure they're going to start doing soon.
Oh yeah. Have you seen that TV show that does that?
No.
Yeah, there's a show where a man is murdered, and but he does end up as AI, right? So his whole person becomes AI, and he's trapped in this AI world where he's like no longer a human being, but he's like computer. I don't it's but it's him, like the actor. It's the same guy. And so in order to do that, they have to decapitate him real quick. And so they can like get his DNA. It's a very interesting show. I
Are
loved
you
it.
sure
I
this
love
was
that
a
show.
show and not like a
Yeah,
dream you had?
you would love this show. It's a great
What's it
show.
called?
Can't remember. But he has to like sort of like he has to, I believe, and I didn't see all of it, but he's sort of like solving his the mystery of his murder as he's an AI. Right? So they sort of like the AI can interact with like the human world.
What's
That's
it called?
funny. Your faces are being funny.
What's it called? I
I
can't
can't.
watch it if you don't tell me what it's called.
I don't know what it's called. You go
Well, then
figure
how's
out
that
the
going to
name.
help me?
It was a
How
TV
is that
show.
going to help
I don't
me?
know what it was called. I was watching it though. It's like
Am I just
2 years.
supposed to go on the phone and be like, type in show? The show that Sean was talking about? You think I'm going to get an answer?
Pull my finger.
All right, I think that's how we should end the podcast.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a great week. You're killing me, Smalls.